Tonight, a bid for the 2027 Memorial Cup.
It's been nearly 20 years since 2008, since this prestigious event was held by the Rangers.
The Kitchener Rangers vying to host the prominent hockey tournament.
We definitely think that the economic impact would be very, very big.
What it could mean for Waterloo region. Plus, flames tear through 2 Kitchener properties.
I could see flames above the house beside ours.
As the city remains under a fire ban.
So my immediate concern was how dry were these trees?
The investigation and damage done. And parking lot crashes.
You need to contact your insurer, and you should also report it to a collision reporting center or to police.
Who is at fault?
Can be charges of failing to report a collision or failing to remain in a collision, depending on the circumstance.
And the steps to take if you find yourself impacted.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being here with us. There was tons of speculation, and now it's been confirmed. The Kitchener Rangers have submitted a bid to host the Canadian Hockey League's 2027 Memorial Cup. The prestigious tournament hasn't been held in Waterloo region since 2008, and this could mean a big boost for business. CTV's Karis Mapp spoke with the Rangers organization earlier today. Karis, this is pretty exciting news for Kitchener, but they're not the only local team throwing their hat in the ring.
That's right, Leanne. Once again, bolstering the Highway 7 rivalry, the Guelph Storm is also in the running to host the CHL's culminating tournament, but the Rangers COO confirming there won't be any collaboration between the two organizations for the top spot. The Memorial Cup could be coming to Kitchener in 2027. Rangers officials confirming they've submitted a bid for the 2026-27 season.
To the credit of Mike McKenzie and our hockey operations staff, they've been building a hockey team that is going to be strong this year, but probably should be able to reach its peak for that 26-27 hockey season.
The Blue Shirts have previously hosted the tournament 3 times, most recently in 2008. Hoisting the trophy twice in 1982 and 2003.
So, Mayor Zero, my pleasure to present to you the Memorial Cup.
It's been nearly 20 years since 2008, since this prestigious event was held by the Rangers and by the city of Kitchener and the region itself. And it was time for us to put our best foot forward to try to bring it back.
Not the only local team vying for home ice advantage. The Guelph Storm also hoping to host the celebration, aligning with the city's 200th anniversary.
It can't just be the Guelph Storm bidding, it's got to be the city of Guelph bidding, because that's what it is. It's a national showcase, and we hope that we're, as a city, we're worthy of that.
Despite proximity, the bids are independent.
Unfortunately, the league, the CHL bid guidelines don't allow for collaborative bids. So different than, say, a World Juniors hockey championship where it might be in shared cities such as Montreal or Toronto.
In Guelph, the city is backing the Storm's bid with a $600,000 commitment if the team is successful. No funding conversations happening just yet, but the Rangers say the city of Kitchener is in support of their submission.
One of the requirements in the intent to bid is ensuring that your building is available for the potential timeframes. We haven't got into great detail as of yet, but they're an amazing partner of ours. And we certainly wouldn't be able to do this without their support.
In an emailed statement to CTV News, Kitchener Mayor Barry Verbanovic says the city is very excited to collaborate with the Rangers and reflects on 2008's positive economic impact.
It's a once in a lifetime experience for many people, whether you're fans and 20 years from now, you'll remember hopefully what happened at the 2027 Memorial Cup, much like I've heard from lots of fans who remember what happened in the 2008 Memorial Cup. Our fans are the most passionate fans in the CHL, and they deserve this.
Birch says as of now, the Rangers haven't been told when they'll be notified if they're selected for the next round. The full bid submission is required in the early part of November, with a host expected to be selected by late November, early December. Leanne.
Exciting stuff, Karis. Thanks for that. CTV's Karis Mapp joining us live. From heat and humidity to dry conditions, we got a little bit of relief here in Waterloo region today. Alex Pinto in studio with us to take a look at the forecast. We saw the rain. It came down pretty quick this afternoon. You might have got caught out in it.
Yeah, you may have been caught in some of those isolated showers. You know, we weren't really expecting it, and I was having lunch outside, and I took a moment. The sky got really dark, and then that rain started to pour. It only lasted about 10 or 15 minutes or so. Before we get to that, we're going to take a look at this footage that was taken just outside of our studio here in Kitchener of that downpour that we saw this afternoon. Yeah, it was quick. It came down pretty hard as well. This was taken around 2:30 or so. Lasted again about 10-15 minutes. We saw dark clouds, heavy rain. So you may have been caught in some of these isolated showers. I know Colton was caught in the rain a little bit earlier, but yeah, it felt like it didn't even last for 30 minutes or so. And after this, conditions were sunny and dry. So saw a little bit of everything for us today. But we are still under that heat warning. Much of southern and southwestern Ontario is. A couple areas were also under a severe thunderstorm warning. But right now it looks like those have been lifted. So we're going to keep an eye on that to see if those pop up once again. But right now we could see potentially a little bit more active weather as we get into your evening and overnight hours. Potentially could see a little bit more scattered shower activity. Temperature-wise, we are starting to go down. 25 right now here in Kitchener-Waterloo, 26 in London. With that humidex, it is feeling more like 33 here in KW. So we're definitely getting away from feeling like we are in the 40s, which is pretty nice to see. So hopefully with this rain, we are going to get a little bit more relief before we can enjoy some sunny conditions without that extreme humidity.
Yeah, I think a lot of people's plants and gardens are in need of it too. So
yes,
if that's the case, hopefully you got that isolated shower today.
We needed a little rain.
Thanks, Alex. A massive fire in downtown Kitchener has left those who live nearby with more questions than answers tonight. The flames broke out early this morning, causing hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages. But as CTV's Alexandra Hollick tells us, it's not clear exactly what sparked the fire.
It was around midnight when Dean Essex says he was woken up by his neighbors in his downtown Kitchener apartment.
Opened up the back door to find that the neighbor's back shed was fully engulfed.
Police say the fire started in the garage behind me here on Water Street. It fully consumed the structure before hopping the fence, damaging a nearby property on College Street.
I could see flames above the house beside ours. And then we spent about an hour across the street sitting under a tree waiting to see what was going on.
No one was injured, but several homes in the area were evacuated as a precaution.
The police were keeping us safe, but they also weren't letting us in, so we had to stay out in the front on water until they gave us the all clear. I was just worried I wouldn't be able to get back in my place. It was so close.
Others weren't as lucky. Fire officials telling CTV News some people living at the College Street property were displaced, with neighbors rallying together for support.
Checking in to make sure everyone had what they needed and offering up space in their homes.
The cause of the fire is yet to be determined, though damage costs are believed to be around $600,000.
I think it could have been a lot worse.
The blaze broke out as the city of Kitchener remains under a fire ban due to ongoing hot, dry conditions.
My immediate concern was how dry were these trees. Luckily, a number of the trees candled, but it didn't get and move through the canopy.
Essex says he's grateful first responders were able to contain the flames and keep everyone safe.
They had their crews working here tirelessly to knock it down. They opened things up. They were looking, they didn't go home right away. They stayed to make sure it was out, and I'm grateful for that.
Alexandra Hollick, CTV News, Kitchener.
A man is facing arson and break and enter charges after a fire at a Cambridge property Sunday night. The flames were put out quickly and no one was hurt, but smoke damage and a power outage have set back plans for a new business moving into the space. CTV's Hannah Schmidt joins us with the latest on this. Hannah, the family you spoke with says they won't be able to open their storefront now for at least another month.
That's right, Leanne. The Fagundes family says the damage to the building along with a power disruption will delay plans for the new retail storefront.
A late-night fire Sunday at 11 Walnut Street in Cambridge, put out quickly before it could spread, but leaving behind heavy smoke residue and weeks of setbacks.
I rushed down here to see what was going on and to the extent of the fire. I just seen the the yellow powder everywhere from the fire department putting out the fire, and I started cleaning up in here because that's really all I could have done.
Emergency crews got the call around 10 p.m. Witnesses said they saw a man enter the building.
I can't understand what they got to gain from that. So it brings me to think that there's something more to it than that.
Police say a man was found inside, but no injuries were reported. A man from North Dumfries is now charged with break and enter and arson. The cause of the fire has not been determined.
One of the barrels that I was going to be using for the desk space for the rustic look, they tried to light on fire. Just that piece of wall and the power line up top.
We've had break-ins over the years. No, we've never been targeted with a fire or anything like that. This just doesn't make any sense.
The sign out front is a holdover. This was once an illegal cannabis dispensary, shut down by police last August.
The family had been preparing to launch a business in the space, but now with no power and repairs ahead, those plans are delayed.
Well, we were coming down to set up cameras and internet and all that yesterday, and well, that's been postponed now because we have no hydro. We'll have to be down here cleaning up and putting up a couple more pieces of wall there and painting them and getting it cleaned up and try to get the smell of the smoke out of here so that we can get it opened up.
While their business venture has taken a hit, the Fagundes family says they will work hard to turn the space into something new, a retail storefront that will sell everything from home goods to accessories, with the goal of opening their doors officially next month.
There's not much I can do, just put up surveillance cameras, I guess. That's about it. And hope that the police spend more time down here during the nights and patrol it a little bit better.
The family says they're grateful for the fast response from emergency crews and thankful the damage wasn't worse. Leanne.
Okay, CTV's Hannah Schmidt. Hannah, thank you. Next, to cottage country where crews continue to battle 3 wildfires. 2 of them remain out of control. The persistent hot, dry conditions now prompting fire bans across several regions of the province. CTV's Rahim Ladani reports.
You can see the large section of burned forest stretching across this area in Kirkfield Village within Kawartha Lakes as crews continue their battle against a 33-hectare wildfire.
Personnel from the Halliburton Fire Management Headquarters are responding to the fire with 5 fire ranger crews and air attack. The fire is not under control.
Farms are actively moving their animals to safety, away from the grass fire that sparked Monday afternoon. That fire is now larger than another wildfire in Kawartha Lakes. After 3 days of battling, first responders say the 27-hectare forest fire between Bobcaygeon and Kinmount is contained, but still burning out of control. Officials believe an electrical storm is responsible for sparking the blaze, but say debris from an ice storm earlier this year continues to complicate firefighting efforts.
That forest is so thick, and with the debris on the ground, they can't actively access it.
As the wildfires north of Toronto continue to burn, several cities across the Greater Toronto Area have issued fire bans. Ajax, Aurora, Newmarket, Oakville, Oshawa, Peterborough, and Richmond Hill have suspended all open-air burning until further notice.
All open-air burning, so you can still barbecue, but of course fireworks, any campfires or open fires, even people with active burn permits are canceled at this time. And if anybody sees anything, definitely call 911 or report the burning.
Residents are also being asked to use extreme caution while using propane or gas-powered equipment and to discard cigarette butts properly.
Into a metal container, and just before you go to bed, we ask that you just put some water in that container.
Violations of the bylaw could lead to charges under the Ontario Fire Code.
That was CTV's Rahim Ladani. There are new developments tonight in a murder investigation in Hamilton. 2 arrests have been made after a man was found shot in a condo parking lot late July. CTV's John Musselman has those details.
The murder took place in Dundas on July 27th around 5 p.m. The scene was a parking lot on Governor's Road. When police arrived, they found the victim suffering from gunshot wounds. He died at the scene. He has since been identified as 25-year-old Zachary Schumann, a single father who leaves behind a 3-year-old daughter. Today, Hamilton police announced 2 men have been charged in connection with this case.
30-year-old Andrew Kwolek of Dundas
was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. And on Monday, August 11th, 27-year-old Musi Jerbamariam of Kitchener was arrested and also charged with second-degree murder.
Police won't get into a possible motive. We know it started in the parking lot of a grocery store. There was some type of interaction. Both vehicles then ended up in a condo parking lot a short distance away. Investigators allege one of the accused is a known drug trafficker in Hamilton. All three men knew each other.
So they are known to each other. There is the dispute that happens ahead of time. So whether it was pre-planned or targeted, we don't know.
A GoFundMe site has been established to help raise money for the victim's daughter, who will now be cared for by her grandparents. John Musselman, CTV News in Hamilton.
And still ahead on CTV News, spotting the signs of potential animal abuse. How a University of Guelph veterinarian is pioneering a growing field, teaching students to find justice for those without a voice. The details coming up.
I'm Heather Centerin in Waterloo. Regional staff are looking into the feasibility of banning turning right on red lights in some areas. The regional councillor that brought it forward says it's all about being safe. But what areas could be impacted? That story is just ahead.
Well, still under a heat warning, but some earlier showers starting to bring a little bit of relief to the region and surrounding areas. I'll let you know when conditions could cool down even more coming up.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvkitchener.ca, your home for news. When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Region of Waterloo staff have been asked to look into banning right turns on red lights at some intersections. It was brought up at a committee meeting this afternoon. For now, councillors are just looking for information from staff on if this would help keep roads safer and which intersections could benefit. CTV's Heather Centerin joins us live at the corner of Caroline and Allen Streets in Waterloo. Heather, there's already a no right turn on red sign there.
And there was another one that was actually just recently installed at an intersection just behind me, Leanne. Now, it all boils down to safety. And one regional councillor believes that signs like the one you see behind me could possibly prevent crashes and also make regional roads safer.
Being proactive with this is the intention.
Regional Councillor Colleen James pulled stats from staff that she says are alarming, like how 89% of pedestrian crashes happen at intersections.
1 in 3 pedestrian collisions are caused by turning vehicles. 56% of pedestrians struck had the right of way. You know, it's concerning.
That's why she brought forward a motion to get staff to look into banning turning right on some red lights, a motion that was approved at a committee meeting.
This is important because the community is growing. We know that it's growing, and it's not just in the core, but it's outside of the core.
While some councillors were worried about it being a blanket ban,
and I just want to be very clear up front and transparent that I would not support that as a general policy in the future if that was something that was going to come forward.
James makes it clear she's talking about intersections not in the core of cities, and the focus would be on high traffic areas that could be accident prone.
This is not every single intersection. There's no rights on reds. That wouldn't make sense. That is not logical. We need the flow of traffic.
Some drivers aren't sold on the concept.
We're not going cross traffic and impeding, the other lanes that are going anywhere. It's going from the same lane pretty much to the same lane.
While others say it could help.
I think it might be a good thing to do. It might slow traffic up, but it might be safer for pedestrians.
What was approved was for staff to come back with a feasibility study that will look at potential financial impacts and would include an analysis of collision data. James is hoping it will be brought back to council by the end of the year. The feasibility study from staff will also look at something called leading pedestrian intervals and if that would be feasible in some areas as well. And that is when pedestrians get to start crossing before a green light or a turn signal. Leanne.
Okay, Heather, thank you for that. CTV's Heather Centerin joining us live from Uptown Waterloo tonight. It's an emerging area of study, forensic veterinary science, described as the intersection of care of animals and the justice system. Students at the Ontario Veterinary College at the University of Guelph are learning how to spot signs of potential animal abuse and how to investigate it, hoping to not only help animals that are being harmed, but also humans who may be at risk too. CTV's Krista Simpson joins us with more on this. Krista, you observed one of these classes today.
Yes, Leanne. It was a hands-on experience at a simulated crime scene. The professor teaching the class says he doesn't know of any other veterinary school in Canada where this is offered as part of the program and available at the campus, but he believes what he's teaching is essential knowledge for all vets.
This is a mock crime scene. The scenario: a farmer has called police after finding his pig and cat dead. He suspects his neighbor is the perpetrator. Now, these Ontario Veterinary College students are learning how to investigate, scouring the barn for clues and collecting possible evidence.
We're hopefully going to be able to figure out what happened.
The team making their way around several areas, spotting fake blood on a sink, a possible weapon leaning against a wall, and other clues.
Animal welfare is such a core value of most veterinarians. It's part of why we come to the profession.
But Dr. Shane Bateman says most veterinarians are traditionally not trained on what to do when they spot potential signs of animal abuse. He's determined to change that, giving the next generation of vets the tools and the confidence to know when something is not right.
Often there are injuries that we don't have a good explanation from the family of.
It's extremely important that these people are prepared on how to deal with these cases.
Semi-retired veterinary pathologist Dr. Tony Van Droomel came to observe the class, happy to see students learning the practical skills of how to document their findings and prepare their cases.
It's long overdue, actually, because we had to go through the school of hard knocks.
I feel like with these skills, we're going to have better client communication on dealing with, is this animal abuse, is this cruelty, is this neglect?
The mock crime scene just the first step in this investigation. Next, students will conduct a forensic autopsy of one of the animal victims.
The week ends with a court simulation. Students give expert testimony on what they've found and go through cross-examination.
Bateman says identifying abuse against animals also helps identify humans who may be at risk, too.
We know that when an animal has been injured in a home from these kinds of family violence situations, that it means that the other people in that home are at high risk for being injured themselves. And so a veterinarian acting on instinct and identifying this issue and bringing it to the appropriate authorities' attention means that we potentially have the opportunity to intervene in that family and save injury or potentially someone's life.
Dr. Bateman hopes that identifying animal abuse will eventually lead to preventing it, as it will allow for earlier interventions, for instance, helping children who are exposed to this kind of violence break the cycle instead of repeating it. Leanne.
Okay, Krista, thank you for that. CTV's Krista Simpson joining us live. And we'll take a live look outside from Uptown Waterloo this evening. Wow, what a great night to get out there on the Iron Horse Trail, go for a walk or a run, maybe even sit on a patio in Uptown this evening. Looks like there's no rain in that area right now. Alex will tell us when we could see some wet weather and relief from the heat coming up. Also ahead. Preparing for back to school, the plea to the province from elementary educators to keep class sizes in check. Plus, parking lot crashes. Who is at fault? And the steps to take if you find yourself impacted.
Well, we were talking about it earlier, and we were kind of laughing how Colton said he got caught out in the rain today. I just missed it. I was so happy. I was like, how did I plan this day perfectly? I got inside, it started raining.
Yeah, and he was soaked coming in. Didn't look too happy. But it's okay, he's good now. He's nodding his head back there, but no, we're good now. Yeah, it was isolated showers that we saw earlier. Some areas could also be seeing a little bit of active weather now too, and not out of the clear just yet, but we've got some nice weather to look forward to, which is great to see as we take a live look from Caroline and Alan in Uptown Waterloo this evening. It's funny, earlier we saw some clouds that were quite dark. It looks like though those have passed. We're seeing some nice blue sky. That sun is peeking through, but again, we're seeing a little bit of everything. It's kind of like you don't know what you're going to expect to see, unfortunately. But hey, that's Mother Nature and Ontario summer. So we're going to embrace and enjoy with what we can. That heat warning, though, still with us for another day. Hopefully by tomorrow we might see it come to an end. But much of southern and southwestern Ontario under that heat warning still this hour. North of Mount Forest, that's now lifted. So a little bit of relief for you. So this is expected to continue right through possibly to Wednesday. Again, that heat and humidity we are still feeling. And then for the rest of the evening, we could see some scattered shower activity for us here in Kitchener, Waterloo, and surrounding areas right across southern Ontario. And we could see, look at this, another big system make its way as we get into the overnight hours for your Wednesday. Risk of a thunderstorm also sticking with us as well. And yeah, but once that does pass, though, we could be in for some pretty nice clearing conditions to officially kick off the weekend starting on Thursday. So that's when we could see a little bit more sunshine poke its way through those clouds and hopefully, yeah, get to enjoy some cooler conditions. We are noticing a little bit of a cool down now, 26 here in Kitchener-Waterloo, 27 in London, 27 in Goderich. With that Humidex, it is feeling more like 34 in KW this hour. So yeah, that extreme humidity, we're starting to notice a little bit of relief from that. So today, high 31 degrees. We did hit that around the noon hour this afternoon, so definitely above normal for this time of year. Our record high also was 34 degrees. So overnight, 19 degrees we can expect to see. 60% chance of showers. That risk of a thunderstorm is going to be sticking with us once again. And even as we get into tomorrow and hitting our expected high of 28, with that Humidex feeling more like 36, so definitely warmer than our expected high. Cloudy conditions, chance of showers. We are seeing about a 40% chance right now with that risk of a thunderstorm sticking with us. Again, before take a look at that sunny stretch we can expect to see starting on Thursday. Sunshine, high of 29 for your Thursday. Friday looking pretty nice, a couple of degrees warmer as well, but it's definitely more enjoyable when we are not feeling that extreme humidity, but still get to enjoy the summer sun. For Lambton, Kent, and Essex, similar conditions for you. We could be in for a nice sunny stretch. We've got to get through potentially a little bit more wet weather for your Wednesday before conditions start to clear for your Thursday. And for southern Georgian Bay, also a chance of showers, a 30% chance or so we're seeing for your Wednesday with an expected high of 24. And then Thursday right through Saturday, it looks like you've got some pretty nice sunny conditions in store. 25 for your Thursday, but it'll jump up to 30, expected to rather, for your Friday. And it looks like it'll stick around to being in the 30s for a couple more days. And here's tonight's Weather Watcher picture. This one sent to us by Dave, who says they took the shot while riding the trail near the Conestoga River in St. Jacobs. So you can see also some of the early morning fog if you look really close by the water, which is a beautiful, beautiful shot to see. So thank you for sending this, Dave, and being tonight's Weather Watcher. I am jealous of anyone sending those early morning walks or bike rides and really get to enjoy the nice summer mornings before experiencing that extreme heat and humidity, because we are noticing it pretty early on.
Yeah, you got to get out early so that you can take it all in, enjoy it. Looks like there was maybe a little bit of a sunrise there in that shot as well. Love that trail in St. Jacobs too. That reminds me that I haven't been out there in a while.
It is a great trail, especially to check out in the summer and walk your way through town and, you know, maybe grab some lunch on the patio. It's a pretty nice day.
A little iced coffee, you know, got my next weekend activity.
There you go.
Alex, thanks.
Thank you.
Classrooms across the province are sitting empty, but not for long. The start of the school year just weeks away, and elementary educators are already pushing the province to keep class sizes in check. Here's CTV's Natalie Johnson.
With just a few weeks to go before kids go back to school, the union representing public elementary teachers is sounding the alarm over class sizes in the year ahead.
We've been saying this for years, but it's reached a critical mass, and we're saying that the government needs to invest in public education.
With 1 year to go before the Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario contract expires, hundreds of educators met today in Toronto, declaring class size a top priority in their next round of bargaining talks.
Reduction in class size is one way to address some of the violence that we're seeing in schools. Reduction in class size means more one-to-one attention for our students.
Right now, grades 1 to 3 have an average class size of 20 students. Grades 4 to 8 have an average class size of 24.5, but there are no caps on class sizes for those grades, meaning some classes could have upwards of 30 students.
ADFO is now calling on the province to cap grade 4 to 8 classrooms at 24 students, kindergarten classrooms at 26.
The province did not respond to CTV News' request for comment. Some parents say they'll be watching class sizes closely this year.
I don't want them facing the same struggles that I had. You know, we always want our next generation to be what's best for our next of kin.
More resources for school is always good, although I wouldn't actually expect that to happen with the current government.
The teacher's current contract expires just days before the start of school in 2026. Natalie Johnson, CTV News.
Still ahead on CTV News, addressing the childcare crisis. The recommendation from regional staff to address the demand locally and why they say the need is urgent. Spencer Turcotte joins us live with that story after the break. Thousands of parking lot collisions are reported to Waterloo Regional Police annually, but in many cases, the driver responsible takes off. Owners of the damaged vehicles left with questions and repair bills. CTV's Ashley Bacon learns the ins and outs of what to do if it happens to you.
You do have responsibilities. It's not a free-for-all in a parking lot.
A situation that many find themselves in, returning to a parked car only to find it's been damaged.
There was some damage done on the fender and the bumper. The driver didn't leave any note. I was able to recover some footage from my workplace, which showed the incident happening, the driver having a look, and then unfortunately taken away.
For Christian Stewart, finding his vehicle damaged was less than ideal, but police say he did the right thing, reporting it at a collision center and contacting his insurance provider.
Currently in the province, there's a $5,000 limit, but that's a combined limit. So that's the other vehicle and your own vehicle. So if you feel that the damage, if you're involved in a collision in a parking lot and you feel the damage is over $5,000, call your local police service. Here it's WRPS. And they'll give you some direction as to what to do.
Canadian Automotive Association says there are two important steps to take in these situations.
You need to see if there are any witnesses in the area, again, if it happened fairly recently. But most importantly, you need to contact your insurer, and you should also report it to a collision reporting center or to police to make sure that it is recorded and so forth, because the individual may have done the same thing.
Officials say it doesn't matter whether you're on a private parking lot or on a public road. All rules apply. For the offender, penalties can follow if you leave the scene without leaving your information.
If it's found that you've caused damage to somebody else's vehicle as a result of your driving and you haven't kind of offered that information and we follow up, there can be charges of failing to report a collision or failing to remain at a collision depending on the circumstances.
For Stewart, going through his insurance with the video evidence meant he was not at fault for the collision and was able to have the repairs covered without his overall premium going up, but at a cost.
Had to pay my deductible, again, not having the license plate of the other driver. You are basically forced to pay that deductible.
A costly lesson in forgiveness.
You try to take pride in something you take care of, and then unfortunately, someone damages it and doesn't want to take accountability, right? I mean, we're all human. We all make mistakes.
Ashley Bacon, CTV News, Kitchener.
Okay, let's recap our top stories of the day with CTV's Colton Weens live in studio. First, Colton, some big news for the Kitchener Rangers making a bid for the Memorial Cup.
Very big. Yeah, the Rangers have officially thrown their hat in the ring for a bid for the 2027 Memorial Cup. There's still a process before the Canadian Hockey League chooses the winning host, but the Rangers are now in the running. The Guelph Storm have also put forward a bid for 2027. Plus, a scary sight for a lot of people in downtown Kitchener last night. A fire caused significant damage to 2 Kitchener properties. Officials say flames from a 3-car garage and attached shed spread to a neighboring home. No cause has been determined.
Okay, and online we have a story about a major drug bust in Brantford.
Yeah, that's right. Brantford police have seized 150 kilograms of cocaine. The street value of the drugs is estimated at just over $5 million. For more information on this story, you can scan the QR code on the bottom left of your screen to get the story on our CTV News app or to download the app right now. You can also visit our website, ctvnewskitchener.ca. Leanne.
Okay, Colton, thanks very much. CTV's Colton Weens live with the top stories of the day. Thanks. As the demand for childcare continues to grow, Region of Waterloo staff are recommending a new way to meet that need. Late this afternoon, staff suggested that the region purchase a pair of modular childcare centers. They believe it is the most innovative response to the urgent need. CTV's Spencer Turcotte joins us live with more on this. Spencer, for starters, tell us exactly what a modular childcare building is.
Well, think of it like a glorified portable. These shipping container-like buildings are made in a factory and assembled on site in a short amount of time, and they have things like running water, hydro, and washrooms.
Childcare operators across Waterloo Region are struggling to find affordable new sites in priority neighborhoods. These days, it seems the priority is everywhere. A staff report shows over 13,400 children are waiting for licensed childcare in the region, 8,700 of which are looking for care immediately.
We're opening a new center in September, and when we opened our waiting list 6 months ago, in the first day we had over 1,000 children on the waiting list.
Rising Oaks Early Learning Ontario CEO Lori Prospero supports the region for looking at modular childcare centers.
It helps with the capital costs of building new childcare spaces. The other thing it helps with is making sure that it's low-cost rent. They can be assembled and built fairly quickly. I think the region's proposing that this center as a modular childcare center would be open by the end of 2026. Other projects I'm looking at right now is new builds. They're not going to be available until 2028.
At today's Community and Health Services meeting, regional staff told council these modular buildings could help address the region's target of creating 4,136 new childcare spaces by 2026. To do so, staff recommended that the region borrow $4.4 million to purchase 2 88-space modular childcare centers.
Why is this coming outside of budget? Because this is a pretty big budget ask.
So while there is an upfront debenture cost, all costs will be recovered through the lease to the child care operator.
The reason the region needs to borrow the money is because funding isn't available for such a model under the current framework for the Canada-wide Early Learning and Child Care Agreement. After that clarification, councillors went forward with the staff recommendation.
Okay, that's carried.
The region will look to lease the 2 units to a not-for-profit operator at a long-term affordable lease rate. Each site will include utility hookups and playground installation. The thought has Prospero feeling hopeful of making a dent in the extensive childcare waitlist.
We have submitted an expression of interest to be considered and would be excited to work on this project.
So all signs point to modular childcare being used as a method to address the childcare crisis locally, but the decision will still need to be ratified at a later council meeting. Leanne.
Spencer, thanks for that. CTV's Spencer Turcotte reporting live for us this hour. And still ahead on CTV News, see you in the next era. Taylor Swift announces her 12th studio album, plus how she chose to tell fans about the life of a showgirl. Taylor Swift's record-breaking Eras Tour was the highest-grossing tour of all time, earning over $2.2 billion across 2 years and 5 continents. But the pop superstar hasn't taken much time off since it wrapped up in December. We now know new music is coming, her 12th studio album called The Life of a Showgirl, and she chose a novel way to announce it. Here's CTV's Andrea Case.
Speculation about an announcement from Taylor Swift was running rampant on Monday after this teaser promoting a special guest on her NFL star boyfriend Travis Kelce and his brother Jason's popular podcast, New Heights. Sleuths quickly figured out this cutout matched this photo. Then, 12 minutes later, Taylor Nation, an official branch of her marketing team, posted photos of Swift wearing orange and the caption, thinking about when she said, "See you next era." Then this.
Such a nice color on you.
Yes. She broke the news herself this morning, August 12th at 12:12. She would be releasing her 12th album.
So I wanted to show you something.
Okay. What do we got?
We got
a briefcase.
Yep.
Mint green with TS on it.
Yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl.
I think it's awesome. I love Taylor Swift.
Why is it awesome?
Because all her music's great.
I think that's great. I mean, I've been listening to Taylor since as a kid too, since 2012. So new album, that's crazy. It's great.
While the 35-year-old 14-time Grammy winner has often referred to her ex-boyfriends in her lyrics, she's never made an album announcement this way and rarely does interviews or appears on podcasts. No official date has been given as to when it will be released, but fans can pre-order The Life of a Showgirl on Swift's website now, and vinyl editions will be shipped before October 13th.
I think she's done extremely well. I think she's conducted herself in a very professional, amazing way, really. I think that she deserves all of the success she has.
Andrea Case, CTV News.
Lots for the Swifties to look forward to. All right, we're back with more news in a moment. First, here's Alex.
You're noticing conditions, that temperature starting to drop every hour or so. We'll take a look at how your morning is looking and if any wet weather could be in store, and wake up weather coming up. Stick around for plenty of entertainment for your Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Start with E-Talk, and between 7:30 and 8:30, several episodes of The Big Bang Theory you can enjoy. Then at 9, The Amazing Race Canada before Battle of the Generations at 10.
It's Jeff, KP, and Backstage Ben in the morning.
3 awesome people that want to start your day or finish your overnight shift.
You'll laugh, you'll text, you'll call, you'll scratch your head, and maybe even beat Backstage Ben. Weekday mornings from 5:30 to 10.
Listen live on the iHeartRadio app or at 105.3 Virgin Radio.
All right, let's check back in with Colton to see what we're following for tonight. Colton.
Leanne, members of the Waterloo Region Drug Action Team are gathering in Victoria Park tonight for a harm reduction picnic. The team says the community has been hit hard this year, losing friends, family, and harm reduction services. An open microphone will be available. Also tonight, the township of Wilmot is discussing the potential demolition of loading docks at the old felt boot factory, and a subcommittee is set to discuss plans for the 150th anniversary of Castle Kilbride. Leanne.
Okay, Colton, thanks very much. And one last check on the weather, Alex. How is tomorrow morning looking?
Potentially we could be in for, get ready, a little bit more wet weather.
And you know what? We certainly need it.
We do need it. So if we are starting to see some more of those isolated showers, good news for your gardens. I know definitely our grass and a couple trees back could definitely use it. So by 6 a.m., 60% chance of showers is what we're seeing at this point, but 20 degrees, so already quite warm. And then by 10 a.m., we should go up 4 degrees or so, and just a 40% chance of showers we're seeing. But expect to see a little bit more cloud cover to start the day, but at least starting Thursday, that sun is expected to make a return.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will complain about a little bit of rain. No. It's been so dry out there.
Definitely.
All right, finally for us tonight, a group of Southern Ontario teens are headed to the Netherlands.
They'll be representing Canada at an ultra-competitive tug-of-war championship. CTV's Scott Miller explains.
With each practice, the Blue Water Youth Tug-of-War team is getting themselves ready to take on some of the best tug-of-war teams in the world.
It's a huge deal for us, we're going to the Netherlands, it's a different country, so we know that the competition is going to be really hard over there because, we've just been around here doing competitions in North America, and that's, a small area, but now that we're going on like the world stage and against a whole bunch of other countries around the world, it's just a bigger deal, and we're really excited to show off what we got.
Hoffman is one of 10 members of the Blue Water Youth Tug-of-War team headed to the International Tug-of-War Tournament in the Netherlands on August the 30th. Very few North American teams ever get to participate, but this group of 10 to 17-year-olds who train bi-weekly near Dashwood have won the last 3 U23 North American Tug-of-War Championships, so they are eager to take on stiffer competition overseas.
Yep, the future of tug-of-war in Canada, hopefully we can get it to grow back to what some of the countries like Switzerland and the Netherlands have with, memberships in the thousands, but you got to start here.
Blue Water has always had a strong senior tug-of-war team, but building up a junior squad has been a slow and steady process, convincing kids they don't need to be 250 pounds of pure muscle in order to participate.
It's more about technique and having multiple people on the rope. More people on the rope that you can fit underneath the weight limit, the better you are.
It's really all in the legs. You just have to pull what you can.
Tug-of-war is totally inclusive. You just have to be strong for your weight, whether it's 100 pounds or 300 pounds. You're accountable for every pound of that on the rope, and that goes towards your team weight. So it's all relative, right?
Blue Water's youth tug-of-war team leaves for the Netherlands in just a couple weeks as they ready to represent Canada at the world's biggest tug-of-war competition for kids.
Yeah, it's so cool. Being able to tell people that you're going to represent our country is the coolest thing to be able to say. So
I'm really excited. I feel like it's a good opportunity for teamwork and just to represent Canada.
It's explosive power. The kids are ready.
In Huron County, Scott Miller, CTV News.
That is awesome.
That is
Good
so
luck
cool.
to them.
That is neat. I didn't even know you could compete at that level for tug-of-war.
Yeah, me neither. I was never really good at tug-of-war. I don't think I've done it since like elementary school, but I just couldn't get that technique down.
No, I don't know if I've ever actually tried.
We'll have to maybe try. Maybe we'll have a CTV tug-of-war.
It's our own competition.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.
Take care.